Hi, I'm Octavia Henderson with OFitness LLC and welcome to my video tutorial on setting SMART goals. I want you to think about this quote. If you don't know where you're going, you will wind up somewhere else. So ask yourself, do you know where you're going? Or let me ask you, where do you see yourself 1 year from now, 3 years from now, or 5 years from now? You probably haven't thought that far, but I bet you do have an ultimate goal in mind, like, I want to be more healthy. But how do you get there? For starters, you have to map it out. Usually when people set goals, they don't write them down, which means they don't have a plan to help them reach their goals, resulting in most people not ever achieving them. Today I'll show you a widely used system to help you achieve your goals. The system is called SMART goal setting. SMART goals are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timed. A good example of a common goal that's not SMART is drink more water. Remember, SMART goals must be specific. In this case, water is a specific type of fluid. So yes, it passes the specific requirement. However, SMART goals must also be measurable. And the original statement does not mention how much water you will drink. What does more mean? How much more water will you drink? If we left the goal statement as is, you wouldn't know when you've reached your goal. Is it 1 glass, 2 glasses, or 3? What is more? So I'll give a revised goal statement that says, I will drink 64 ounces of water by the end of each day. Now this is a measurable goal. 64 ounces of water is attainable. And I say that because the American Dietetic Association recommends that men drink about 13 cups of fluid a day. Now that's about 104 ounces. And they also recommend women drink about 9 cups of fluid a day, which is about 72 ounces. So the remaining ounces after the 64-ounce goal could come from other fluids like 100% juice, or your morning coffee or tea, or a sports drink. And I think that's fair enough. So drinking 64 ounces of water a day probably isn't realistic if you try to do it after you get home after an 8-hour workday. So let's modify the goal statement again. Every day I will drink 1 8-ounce glass of water every 2 hours or so until I reach my 64-ounce goal. In this goal statement, a time limit has been placed on water intake within the day, making each little task very achievable. And it might look something like this. So the key here is not only setting a specific and measurable goal, but one that is also attainable and realistic. When you set unreasonable or unachievable goals, you automatically set yourself up for failure. But when you change your approach and use a system of SMART goal setting, you immediately create a can-do environment. Each goal after that will become a little bit more easier because you've got success on your side. Lastly, don't forget to hold yourself accountable with a time frame. This isn't going to be your only goal toward better health, so you'll need to push yourself and move on to the next SMART goal in a timely fashion.